This week, I swapped my screen time with reading. I'll be starting this challenge on Monday and doing it till Friday because I work on weekends. But my average from last week was not bad at 3 hours and 48 minutes. It's definitely been worse, so trust me, you're not alone. But let's go day by day, starting with Monday with 2 hours and 32 minutes. Tuesday with 3 hours and 46 minutes. Wednesday with 4 hours and 50 minutes. Thursday with 4 hours and 10 minutes. And Friday with 3 hours and 55 minutes. My plan for this week is to marathon through the Lunar Chronicles series because I just finished Cinder and, spoilers, bought the whole box set, so let's get right into it. I'm actually here. I'm gonna grab my Kindle. Okay, well, good morning. Hi, hello, welcome. This week I'm going to be swapping my screen time for reading time. I've done this once before and I read 3 books that week, but I lost the footage because my hard drive broke. The last time I did this, my average I think was in the 6 hour. My average for last week, which is what we will be basing this week off of, my average was 3 hours and 48 minutes. And then for today, my screen time was only 2 hours and 32 minutes, which is banger. So I already started this morning, I woke up and started my timer. I started a stopwatch, but I don't think that's what I actually want to do. So I'm gonna look at that and then start a timer so that it could just go off. So we're going to do 2 hours. Well, let me look at my stopwatch. So I read for 15 minutes this morning. Because I read for 15 minutes, our time is 2 hours and 32 minutes. We are going to have less than that, so we're gonna have 2 hours and 17 minutes. We'll be reading for 2 hours and 17 minutes. I'm gonna start it and then immediately pause it because I'm not reading right this second. 2 hours and 17 minutes is my remaining time for today. But I have my breakfast. You saw me set it up. I made this matcha. I haven't made a matcha in a while. I haven't had matcha, and I got the Trader Joe's matcha powder. And then my breakfast, which this doesn't look pretty at all, is Greek yogurt, vanilla Greek yogurt, strawberries, bananas, almond butter, Trader Joe's vanilla overnight oats, which this is the perfect way to have it. Adding it to yogurt elevates it. And then just some, I think the almond butter granola from Trader Joe's. On to the actual reading. For my first book that I'll be reading, which I'm definitely not going to finish today because my time is pretty low, I'm reading Scarlet, the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. I'm reading it on my Kindle because the whole entire series is on Kindle Unlimited. I did not know that. I figured it out last week when I decided to pick up Cinder, which is the first book in the series. I read the first book when I was, it was like 10 years ago, so I was like 14. And then I don't know when, but I read the first half of Scarlet and I didn't finish it, even though I was really enjoying it. I remember loving it, loving the romance, and then at some point it kind of felt a little more insta-lovey, so I didn't finish it. But I just like randomly last week got the urge to read YA sci-fi. I didn't randomly get the urge to read YA sci-fi. It was very specific. Like, I only wanted to read Cinder. I really wanted to dive back into this series. I've been wanting to for a bit. I picked up Cinder on my Kindle and I just like read it pretty quickly. I read it as quickly as I could. I kind of was like a little busy, so I wasn't really sitting down like all day reading it, but I really think I could speed through the series. I might like binge read the series, like I might marathon it. I'm really bad at marathoning series, but like I dove right into Scarlet. So I'm only about 3 or 4 chapters in right now. Like I said, like I only read for 15 minutes this morning, so I think I only read about like 15 or so pages. I do have a little package coming today. I didn't need to spend the money, but I just decided to. I will say Scarlet kind of already feels like a bit of an improvement from Cinder. Like I feel like her writing improved a lot, and this feels even a little bit more grown up. Like Cinder feels like young YA, but I still had a good time. I gave it 4 stars and I still had a good time reading it. I think it's a very fun and cool setting. I'm just very excited to keep going. I'm gonna eat my breakfast now and get to reading. I think I may have mentioned that I had a little something coming today, and it is now later, and my only update is this something that has arrived. I do not do this ever because I like to do things one at a time, but I don't know what it is about this. I just got very excited about the idea of buying the whole box set for the Lunar Chronicles. I used to own the original covers. I think I had them in hardcover, and I didn't necessarily like these new covers when I first saw them because the OG ones are like really classic. They're iconic. They're really good, but something about these new covers did end up exciting me. I do love myself a paperback, so that's kind of one of the reasons, but I don't know. I just got excited by this, and I think I could like the whole series. I mean, I liked Cinder, so I'm kind of chilling, and I want to finish the whole series. So we got the plastic off, and I think they're pretty. I never, ever, ever, ever buy box sets, ever. Like, literally have never, like, I don't really know if I've bought a box set. I probably have, I just don't know what. Let's just go through each book. So now I've officially already read Cinder, the first book. Okay, Felix is sniffing my camera, so you probably hear him wheezing and his like congested nose. I think this cover's cool. I don't know, I actually do really like these new designs. I think the art is really cool. I love the like colors and everything. Here's Scarlet, here's the book I'm in the middle of. Let's find my place. Yeah, so I'm like 40 pages in. I think this is where I am. I'll make sure, I'll check for sure, but Cress is a big boy. She's like the thickest one, I think. Ooh, she feels nice to hold. And I like this cover a lot. I like the coloring. I love the composition of it. I've heard this is a lot of people's favorite, and I think it's really pretty. I love the typography a lot. And then I have, a corner of Winter is a little messed up. Here's Winter. Ooh, she feels thick too. She feels like wait a minute. Oh my god, Winter's longer than Cress. Winter's longer than Cress, but I think it has thinner pages. Because I just opened this up to like not even... Oh yeah, this one feels heavier. Okay, maybe I won't marathon this all this week. 823 pages. This one's not even 600 pages. This one's not even 600 pages, and it looks thicker. This one, I mean, they look kind of maybe the same. And then the next book is Stars Above, which is a collection of short stories. I think it's about like all of the girls. This is actually really pretty. I like this coloring, like this dark blue color. And then Fairest, which is a novella. Okay, so this is recommended to read between. I love how I just somehow stumbled upon that. There's an excerpt for Winter at the end, so I think this came out after... I think this came out after Cress and before Winter. She says to read this in between Cress and Winter, so I guess maybe I'll do that. 222 pages, so yeah, obviously it's short, like I could tell. I am reading Scarlet now. I think I'm actually gonna sit down and read now because I'm very excited to have the physical copy in my hands. Hey, it's morning. We're gonna pretend like I completed my 2 hours and 32 minutes last night and not this morning. We're just gonna pretend, okay? We're just gonna pretend like that happened. So today's Tuesday. I've already set the timer, which you'll see. So today our time is 3 hours and 46 minutes, which is 2 minutes less than my actual average for the week. So this is kind of like the actual low-key amount of time I spent on my phone per average per week, or for this past week. So yeah, 3 hours and 46 minutes. I'm just about to make breakfast, and I mean, I already showered. I'm like gonna change and get ready for work and stuff, but I'm gonna eat breakfast and then try to read. I'm gonna try to get in at least an hour of reading before work because I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to read much at work. I'll only have like 30 minutes to read during my break. If it's slow, maybe I could pop up my phone and like pop up the Kindle app and do a bit of reading there. That's possible. Maybe. For the most part, I'll only have like 30 minutes to read during work, during my break. If that. Because I'm gonna be eating too, so it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be hard to read during those 30 minutes. This lighting, this looks awful. I'm gonna get a little closer. Okay, yeah. Which means that I'll have probably like 2 hours to read when I get home, which is a lot. So we're gonna try to do that. I mean, when I get home, I'm gonna have to not dilly-dally, because I get home late. I'll probably be home by 9:30 tonight, and I have to leave in an hour. What? No, 2 hours. I have to leave at like 10:20, and I'll be home by 9:30. We'll see, and I'll let you know. But I should tell you how much I read. So yesterday morning, I think I was about 22 pages in, and now I am 192 pages in. So I read about 170 pages. Yeah, I read 170 pages yesterday within the 2 hours and 32 minutes. That's pretty good, actually, because I think I'd probably read this faster than my average because it's like YA. I've also been reading on my Kindle, but that means, yeah, because 2 hours, 120 minutes, that would be 120 pages, plus 30, that'd be like 150 pages, 30 minutes from the 2 hours. So yeah, 150 pages, but I read 170 pages. So yeah, I do read this faster than my average. So that's cool. Then we'll just see how much more I read. I'm happy to be almost 200 pages in. I'm going to say, in this book, I think I'm enjoying Cinder's sections more because the first book ends like on a cliffhanger. Like it ends where you're like, yo, where's this gonna go? And I mean, I knew where it was gonna go because I remember, not really, I didn't know where it was gonna go, but it ends like pretty crazy. It's really fun. I think this sets off Cinder's story being a bit more exciting and more interesting, but I also think because I spent a whole book with her, even though I don't think I necessarily grew that connected and attached to her. Now I feel like I have. But also her writing, I think, has improved in this book. It feels like a bit more mature, and I'm really enjoying following Cinder. I like Scarlet's story so far, but I like that we're not really spending too much time in her perspective and then switching to Cinder. We kind of have a pretty balanced, like every few chapters, like 2 to 3 chapters, it'll be in one person's story. So that's that for now. I'm gonna make breakfast. I'm wasting too much time talking. I'm gonna make breakfast and then we'll sit and read a bit more. Whoa, okay. I actually just looked at the page number. It is so freaking hot. I turned off my AC, obviously, to film this clip, so I'm gonna make it quick because I cannot stand the heat. Anyway, I just looked at the actual page count of how much I read so far today because I haven't had my physical book. I listened to the audiobook a bit while I was at work because before the store opened, we had to open up. So I was able to listen to the audiobook, and then I took in some moments. I'm already sweating. I took in some like quick moments, and then I read during my break. And I read on like my Kindle and my phone. So I literally was like flipping my timer on and off and on and off, like when I could get a moment. And this morning I was on page 192, which is how far I read to with the time that I had yesterday, the 2 hours and 32 minutes. That's how far I got. And then now I've read, it's definitely gonna be less because I listened to the audiobook on 1.5 speed, and that's much slower than how fast I read. I have read for almost 2 hours, I think. Yeah, because my time was 3 hours and 40. Now I have to check again. Freak. Yeah, 3 hours and 46 minutes, and I'm at an hour and 51. I almost said 52. 51 minutes left, which means I have to get to it because it's 10:05. But I have an hour and 51 minutes left to read. But that means I read for almost 2 hours, and I read about 120, no, less than 120 pages, like just under 120 pages. I guess I could try to do the math. I'm on page 306 right now, chapter 30. So I'm pretty deep in now. I am gonna say, while I am enjoying this book, it feels different from Cinder, but I am much preferring Cinder's perspective in this to Scarlet's. Like, I don't know how invested in Scarlet's story I am, to be totally honest. I'm not really invested in her romance. She's an okay character. I think it kind of feels almost like the same thing where I think I connected more to Cinder's character than I am to Scarlet's character. And I said I don't really know how much I connected to her, but I like her perspective a lot more. And while her romance wasn't super developed, it makes sense because they didn't spend a lot of time together, but Scarlet and her love interest spend most of this book together, but it's also in a very short period of time. So yeah, I'm gonna get to reading because I really want to know what's gonna happen, especially with Cinder. I'm interested in I want to know what's going on in Scarlet's story, but I'm not all that interested in it. Basically, Scarlet's grandmother went missing, and Scarlet believes she was kidnapped, and her dad comes home one day, and he's like a drunk deadbeat. He hasn't been in her life for years, so that's why she grew up with her grandmother, and he's saying that he was kidnapped and tortured for information, and his mother, Scarlet's grandmother, like wouldn't give up information to stop the torturing that he was being put through. So Scarlet just like goes on a mission to find her grandmother, and she ends up meeting this guy named Wolf who might have some information regarding her grandmother and her whereabouts. They're the romantic partners, and I just don't care. And I'm really surprised, I don't know if I mentioned this, I did read half of this book. I really don't know where I stopped. Like, I don't know how far in I got. Like, I'm not reading it and being like, oh, this is where I stopped. Because Scarlet's stuff doesn't feel all that familiar. Like, it feels different from the stuff I remember picturing when I first read it. And I remember really being obsessed, or like early on being really obsessed with Scarlet and her romance, but I definitely don't feel that. And I remember there being a switch where I stopped caring, like really suddenly, but I kind of just haven't cared. Anyway, I'm gonna read. I think there was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I think what I was gonna say is I'm not really sure how I'm gonna be rating this, because I really am not that into Scarlet's story, but I really am enjoying Cinder's story. But at the point where I am, we've definitely been sticking with Scarlet for a lot more time. And I want some Cinder. I do. So yeah, I'm gonna get to reading now, and I'll probably talk to you again tomorrow. I'm really tired because I worked, but I want to read. So yeah. a couple things. I'm literally wearing the shirt I put on yesterday, but I only put it on for that clip because I had work yesterday. So now I actually wore it today. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. The second thing, I have 3 hours left on my timer right now and it's 11:30. I did finish Scarlet. I finished it this morning with the first bit of time because I had 4 hours and 50 minutes this morning. I literally haven't said anything to you today. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Yeah, my timer today was 4 hours and 50 minutes. And guess what? Because I'm gonna have time rolling over tomorrow for sure. My time tomorrow is 4 hours and 10 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get as much reading done now. I know technically, I mean, I only have 30 minutes until the day's over technically, but it's still within today. But also technically my screen time after midnight would be technically for tomorrow. You know, this challenge isn't really going very well. I've already kind of screwed it up, but it kind of is what it is at this point. But I finished Scarlet. I read a lot of it with the time from yesterday, and then I just had like literally the last bit left, like 30, 40-ish pages that I finished up this morning with the timer today. And then I got started in on Cress now. Well, no, I didn't actually give any final thoughts on Scarlet, so I'll do that quickly. I think I'm giving it 3.75 stars. I haven't really fully decided, but oh, another thing, I left my AC on for this clip, so I'm really sorry. This might not sound great, and I should probably just turn it off now because I'm gonna regret it in the editing. I'll just turn it off. There. I'm sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm not giving it a great rating. And the thing is, I didn't care about Scarlet or Wolf literally at all. Didn't care about their romance, didn't care about much of their plot. Scarlet's okay. I didn't really care for her character. I really cared for, I'm already hot. I really enjoyed following Cinder's story and the continuation of her story. I felt like I didn't really connect with her character in the first book, but this book made me realize how much I cared for her character. She's just like a fun character to follow, and I like her setting. I like that she's a cyborg and like all the complicated layers of her character and kind of the internal like identity crisis that she deals with. So I much more appreciate Cinder's story than I did Scarlet's story, especially because she and Wolf know each other like 2 days and they're already like practically about to say they're in love with each other. I can't do that. I just can't do that. I don't know if I said this, but some of the differences between like Cinder and Kai and Scarlet and Wolf's romance is that Cinder and Kai's romance isn't very developed in the first book, and they obviously have feelings for each other, but they would never say anything about like love. But also it just isn't developed much, but they don't spend a lot of time together within the story. Like, you're following Cinder and like so many other things that she's dealing with at the same time that she's realizing her feelings for Kai, more so just noticing rather than realizing. So nothing really feels rushed, but again, they don't spend a lot of time together, so it's justified that the connection isn't super strong yet. Scarlet and Wolf are together at all times, and I still felt nothing for them. So that is what my point is in the difference in those relationships. Didn't love the second book because we followed Scarlet and Wolf so much, and I just really didn't care much for the story going on there. It's important to the story, of course, but I don't like Wolf. Like, period. Like, I just don't like him. I don't care about him. He kind of doesn't feel like a real character, and I don't really know how to explain it. Like, exactly why. Like, he just feels very much like there to be obsessed with Scarlet and only care about her. It's almost like the trope of hates everyone but her, but that's definitely not true. It's like she's his number one. Like, she's literally his number one person that he cares about most in the world, and I'm like, you guys just met, so why? Okay, now moving on to Cress. I am on page 93, chapter 10. I am enjoying it for sure. I really like Cress. I like her setting a lot, being like in space and trapped or kind of like living as a prisoner, like, because she's Rapunzel. She's just basically Rapunzel in space. So she is imprisoned in like a satellite, and I think she's fun. She's interesting. I think she's cute so far. She has a lot of quirks. And Thorne, who was introduced in Scarlet, he was definitely a highlight of the second book. His dynamic with Cinder was so good, and I did low-key almost feel like Thorne and Cinder had some chemistry, because like Cinder and Kai, it's not super strong of chemistry. It's kind of just like they see each other and they like each other and that's it. But I do just like Thorne as a character, and I was excited to see how him and Cress could work. And we haven't really gotten that yet, but I think I could, and hopefully maybe we'll like them the most. I think I could like them the most, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'll be like obsessed with them. I'm liking this. I feel like I'm not really in the story yet. As you can see, like I'm not deep in the length of the book yet, so there's definitely lots going on, especially because we are adding perspective, so we're adding storylines, so it's taking longer to get into the thick of it. But something just happened with Cress and the crew, and I'm excited, and I think I could really like this book, but we'll see. So we're gonna get some reading done. As much as I can get done tonight, I will probably have some rolling into tomorrow, to be honest, and tomorrow's gonna be hard because I have 4 hours and 10 minutes to read. Tomorrow, maybe I will go outside in the sun and read and be outdoors. I don't know why I'm like putting on a southern accent. I'm not, but I feel like I'm saying some words like a little more accented. I'm gonna get to reading now. I'm gonna put my AC back on, and my cat is opening my door. Hey, bud. Come say hi. Come say hello. He's not going to because he doesn't like to listen to me. Good morning. I'm in the same shirt again. I'm sorry. This is like, I mean, I slept in it, so that's why. But that means you've seen it a few times. Sorry. We've had some time roll over. I've cut out about an hour of it so far this morning, but I still have an hour and a half left from yesterday. So that's wonderful, especially because my time today is 4 hours and 10 minutes. It's fine. I'm much more confident about it today than I have been in the past few days because I don't feel as exhausted as I have the past few days because of work. Like I usually just work on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and then my Mondays I'm like dead, gone, need to rest. But then after I get that, like after I go through that exhaustion, the next day I feel better, but then I worked Tuesday. So yesterday, Wednesday, I also was not feeling my best, but this morning I woke up and I feel much better. Like I still woke up around the same time and I just got to reading immediately, which is what I've been doing the past few days. And today I didn't feel like I was gonna fall back asleep, so that's good. And I'm really liking Cress so far. I'm on chapter 23. I don't know how many pages that is in the book. It's around probably 160, 170, maybe 180. Last I checked, I was on page 150, but I'm past that. But I'm really enjoying Cress. I am definitely enjoying it more than Scarlet. I think I kind of was struggling through Scarlet a little bit, but I love Cress. I love her storyline right now, and I love like the events that are happening. What is going on with her and Thorne. I finally am enjoying a romance, but I really don't want to get my hopes up, even though I already have. And I didn't really want to like say it and solidify that I'm liking the romance, but I am. I'm just scared that something will happen where it's like something moves too fast and that I won't care as much, but I'm really liking what's happening now, and Felix is licking my bowl from my cereal. And the Cinder chapters are also still good. I'm so interested to see what's gonna happen there. So I think this book will be easier to really just like binge through. So far right now, that leaves me with 5 hours and like 40 minutes of reading left for today, and I've already read for an hour. So my total time for today will be 6 hours and like 40 minutes. And I believe in myself. I believe in myself that I will be able to do it now. I'm gonna continue reading and I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you when I like start my new timer, and then we'll see where I am in the book, and then yeah. All right, I don't actually have an update right now, but I mentioned that I wanted to read outside today, and that's not gonna happen because it is now raining. And it's raining a lot. Like well, it's not raining a ton, but it's super gray out, so I'm just gonna show you. I thought you'd appreciate a little bit of rain. I'm just gonna get back to reading in this rainy ambiance. This might actually be nice for my reading. It's just so gray, and now my apartment's so dark. I don't know if you can hear me that well. This is gonna be a quick update because it's late and I'm tired, but I actually did it. I feel like this is a little too. I actually did it. I read for my entire time today, plus the 2 hours and like 30 minutes that I had to catch up with from yesterday. So I read for a total of like 6 hours and 40 minutes today, which is a lot. That's a lot. And in that time, I finished Cress and started Ferris, Queen Lavanna's like novella story kind of thing, because it's not like a full-length book. I mean, it's a full-length story, whatever, it's short. It's a short story. I actually love this cover. I love the like colors of it. So in my last hour, 57 minutes or whatever that I had left after finishing Cress, I picked this up because Marissa Mayer, she recommends reading this between Cress and winter. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna wrap this up quickly. I really enjoyed Cress. 100% an improvement from Scarlet. Like, looking back, like I barely even enjoyed Scarlet, which is not true. I enjoyed Scarlet, but I don't care about Scarlet. I don't care about Wolf. Don't care about their romance. They were kept to a minimum in Cress, which is good for me, but then the moments with Wolf, I just couldn't. It's like his only personality trait is Scarlet, and at this point in the story, they have spent more time apart than they have spent together, and they're like in love with each other. A lot of these characters do throw the word love around very flippantly, and I'm like, fine, they're fairy tales, it's YA as well, like cool, but I like the other couples better. I love Cress and Thorne. They are 100% my favorite couple, and I'm giggling and kicking my feet. I am. They're so cute. Like, I love them, and I love Cress. I enjoy following her 100%, and I still love Cinder. Cinder just keeps like growing on me more and more, and I liked her in her book, but I just think she's becoming like an even better character because her story, like what her like goals and like her journey is so interesting. It's so interesting. Last thing I'll say though is I am excited to get into Winter because we've like heard about who Winter is in the past few books, or like I don't know if she was mentioned in Cinder. She maybe did have a mention. Cress was seen in Cinder. Scarlet was not. I don't care about Scarlet, but we actually saw a scene. Okay, this is the only good thing with Scarlet. We saw a scene with Winter. That's kind of a spoiler. We saw a scene with Winter in the end of Cress, like in one of the last few chapters. She's so interesting. She's so interesting already, and my camera's gonna stop filming because my SD card is full. So I'm gonna stop here, but I'm excited to get into Winter, and then as you can see, it's dark out. I actually don't know what time it is. It's almost 10 p.m. I have 2 hours of reading left. So last time I showed you anything, it was this morning. I showed you that I was on page 70 of Fairest, and I started my timer for today, which was 3 hours and 55 minutes. But I've since finished Fairest now. Like, I finally actually sat down and got to reading, and now I have 2 hours and 7 minutes left in my timer. This book was only 220 pages, so it was a very nice like short thing to read in between Cress and Winter, like getting to the last book, especially because Winter is so long. Winter is 800 pages. I'm a little nervous going into it. This is why I don't like marathoning things, because then I get stuck in the mindset of being in something for too long, and I'm a mood reader and I like moving on to new things. But now that I only have one book left, like there's no way I can just move on to something else, because then it'll be months until I return to Winter and the Lunar Chronicles. So I'm gonna need to get into it. I need to get into it now because I only have 2 hours left for reading for the day anyway, and I don't really know that I have anything else I want to pick up anyway. I don't think I'm interested in reading anything else right now. I mean, I could find something else, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to be right there this close to finishing the series. But I read Fairest. It was good. I think it was just like, it was an interesting look into Levana's character, Queen Levana of Luna. I think even though it was short, like it kind of felt like it dragged on a little. Like, she said that it was originally supposed to be a short story, but then it became a fuller length novel, a short one, but still full length. But I think it could have been shorter, honestly. But I still thought it was good. I'm excited to get back into the main plot of the story, and I'm really excited to get into Winter. I'm very nervous to see how the series is gonna end, but I'm gonna go grab Winter, and then I will let you know how the rest of my reading goes, because it's 10 and I have 2 hours of reading left. Okay, I turned the AC back on because I was done filming, but I forgot to tell you why it took me all day to actually sit down and read. I just like finally got a burst of energy to clean and organize my room, like really organize. I like went through stuff in my closet and fixed up some organization stuff going on in my room right now. It's not done. It's kind of a little bit of a mess right now, but I'm getting to a better place for my room, so that's good. But I just wanted to let you know why I didn't sit down and read. But here's Winter. I don't know if you can like tell, but the difference in holding this, and especially holding Fairest obviously, but even Cress, like you can feel the difference. But it makes sense because there's so much that's gonna be happening here. I am excited. My dog's name is Winter. I adore her. You will have seen her when I was reading Cress. Okay, let me sit down. Hey you guys, it's 11 p.m. Oh, my freaking camera strap is just in the frame. It's 11 p.m. and I've literally been editing all day. Like, all day. like all day. And I wanted to wrap up this video. I'm sorry I'm holding the camera and I'm sorry that my hair looks like this. I wanted to wrap up this video because I did finish. I have read a little more since my Friday. I'm sorry, Friday went out the window. Oh, because I got into my little room cleaning hole. I've been in like a freaking gotta get this done, gotta get that done. I think this is probably about where I was. I kept my bookmark in my physical book and I've been reading on my Kindle. But yeah, I'm reading Winter. I don't even think I started Winter when I freaking last updated, but I did start it and I am into it. So I think I said I had like 2 hours left of reading and I'm on page 140 exactly, 148, chapter 17. So that's how much I read with my last bit of my timer for Friday. So Friday in total, I read the rest of Ferris, majority of it, page 70 to page 220, and then 148 pages of Winter. I read more, so it's been a few days, but I'm not going to tell you that because I will maybe complete Winter in another video. So that wraps up, that concludes this challenge. And honestly, I think I could have done better with the way I handled my time throughout each day. So I would definitely be down to do this video again, but maybe I'll do it when my screen time is even higher and really challenge myself. But oh my god, I almost forgot like the most important update. My screen time this week was so much lower. It was really good. I was so surprised when I got my update because now the weekend has passed. I worked, so that's also why I didn't update. Yeah, guys, my screen time last week was under 3 hours. It was 2 hours and 58 minutes. That's crazy. I like don't even think I've ever had my screen time be that low before. So I kind of did actually succeed. So yeah, like I said, I've been like in an editing hole, just like finishing out this video or working on this video. It's been a lot of editing that I've been doing. I just want to say thank you for watching. I had honestly a lot of fun filming this video and editing it has been really fun too. I'm being really annoying right now because it's 11 p.m. and it's actually not even 11 yet. It's 10:54. I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna close out this video and I want to thank you for watching, and I think that you should like and subscribe if you liked this because I have more videos planned. Why am I being so annoying right now? Anyway, that's that on that, and I will see you next time. Bye!